made it as fast as I could.
Honey.
Is he alive?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay. How did this happen? Is he all right? Can I see him?
He's on his way to surgery. Tony's going to operate.
Operate? How bad is it?
We don't have all the answers yet, but he's critical. The bullet hit a major artery, and there's been extensive loss of blood.
Stand clear, coming through.
Sean! Sean, it's me. I'm right here, honey. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Everything is going okay. You're doing really good, baby. You're going to be fine, okay? Everything's going to be fine. I'm right here, and I'm not going to leave, okay?
Excuse me.
I love you.
Hey, darling, it's all right.
This is what I dread every day when he's away on duty.
I know every officer's wife does, too.
Tell me this is not happening. It can't be. Not now. Not with the baby.
Oh,
gosh, not with the baby.
Please, be calm. It's much better for baby.
And for sure.
You're right. I will. For the baby's sake. And for Sean's sake. And I gotta call Felicia.
Can you tell me how this happened?
We're trying to find out. I was just on with headquarters. They want me to get a statement from the commissioner when he comes around. Picked up a guy in the scene that admits to shooting him.
You did? Who?
Luke Spencer.
Okay, let's try this one more time. No, sir. Luke has explained everything very clearly. You either charge him or you let him go.
Counsel, you know as well as I do I can hold him here for 24 hours before I have to charge him. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So relax, get comfortable. I think we should all be here to see if the commissioner survives surgery.
How are his vitals?
He's on his 3rd liter of crystalloids and 4th unit of blood.
Good. Hey, Sean, welcome back. Listen, don't try to talk right now. You are in the OR. You're about to go into surgery, and you've been shot. Don't try to talk.
Let's tell you something.
All right.
No.
Just tell me what it is. Don't get too excited. Listen.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Tell you.
Are you positive?
Yes.
We're ready, Tony.
The next case.
State of New York versus Lucas Lorenzo Spencer.
What's the charge?
Attempted murder. So you were in a surveillance position on the north side of the no-name supper club when you heard a shot.
That's good.
Did you move to investigate it?
I did.
And what did you see?
Commissioner Donnelly was down.
No, excuse me, Detective Garcia, when you say he was down, you mean...
I think I can figure that out, Mr. Schultz. Proceed with your testimony.
The commissioner was shot. Luke Spencer was bending over him.
Did you see anyone else?
Just Spencer.
And did Mr. Spencer say anything?
He said he shot the commissioner.
So he admitted it?
Straight out.
Did he say why?
He said somebody had fired at him using a silencer. He returned fire and hit the commissioner by accident. He claims he couldn't see well enough to know who it was.
I'm confused. Luke Spencer told you someone took a shot at him?
That's correct.
But you testified that you heard only one shot, the one that hit Commissioner Donnelly.
Right again.
And it was your further testimony that when you arrived on the scene, you saw no one except Luke Spencer and Commissioner Donnelly.
Correct, with the exception of the 2 plainclothesmen assigned to watch Joe Scully, who was still inside.
Now, did you check Mr. Spencer's gun?
Yes, it had been fired once.
Only once?
That's right.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Detective Garcia, is it safe to assume that the bullet fired from Mr. Spencer's weapon is somewhere in Commissioner Donnelly's body?
My guess would be his neck.
But you did retrieve a bullet last night, isn't that correct?
Yes.
From?
The body of Spencer's car.
Was that bullet a match for Mr. Spencer's weapon?
No, it was not.
Was it freshly fired?
There was no indication of rust or weathering on the car. It's difficult to find out exactly when it penetrated the vehicle.
Oh, so in other words, it is possible that there were 2 shots, just as Mr. Spencer said.
Yeah, it's possible.
Thank you, Detective.
Mr. Schultz,
No more witnesses, Your Honor.
it's to you, Mr. Ward.
Your Honor, I call Luke Spencer.
Please, you Lieutenant of the Bible, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated.
Mr. Spencer, why were you at the No Name last night?
For a meeting with Joe Scully.
And what was your frame of mind at the conclusion of that meeting?
I was, squirrely.
And why was that?
I suspected that I may have walked into a setup.
Did Mr. Scully threaten you?
He proposed a profit participation program for himself, the money coming from my club, and in return, he proposed protection for me and my family.
Mr. Scully denies this.
Big surprise.
Would it be fair to say, Mr. Spencer, that you were apprehensive upon entering the parking lot?
It would be fair.
Mr. Spencer, do you have a personal relationship with Commissioner Donnelly?
We have a personal history.
Would you care to tell us about it?
I think that recently Sean and I have achieved a shaky truce. It's true that I haven't always appreciated Donnelly or his tactics, but I didn't dislike the man, and I certainly did not want him dead.
In fact, isn't it true, Mr. Spencer, that you saved his life just a few months ago?
How soon they forget.
Move to strike, non-responsive.
We're not at trial, Mr. Schultz. Sit down.
It's true, I saved his life. Does that clarify things?
Check yourself, Mr. Spencer.
Just one more thing, Mr. Spencer. In this instance, isn't it true that you acted yet again to save Commissioner Donnelly's life?
I applied pressure to the wound.
And was this your first instinct?
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
Mr. Schultz?
I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Step down. I'll hear from you first, Mr. Ward.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll be brief and simply ask for a dismissal. My client did not intend to harm Commissioner Donnelly, but acted in a way that can best be described as self-defense. He wasn't even aware of Commissioner Donnelly's presence. Your Honor, what we have here is an accident. A tragic accident, but an accident nonetheless.
This is a case of attempted murder, Your Honor. Pure and simple, Mr. Spencer has an aversion to authority figures. He's admitted to a history of animosity with Commissioner Donnelly. He saw an opportunity to end his troubles with the police commissioner and elected to take it by shooting him when his back was turned. The state would ask that Mr. Spencer be made to answer the charge of attempted murder and be bound over for trial. We would also request that he be held without bail.
Oh, come on, Your Honor, that's outrageous. Mr. Spencer does not pose a flight risk. He has a wife and 2 children in Port Charles, a thriving business.
I've made my determination. Lucas Lorenzo Spencer, you are hereby charged with attempted murder. Bail is denied. You will be remanded into
Your Honor,
the bail.
excuse me, just a minute, please.